Bwahahahahaha. My name is Amy too, and welcome back to Text Synth. And we're starting off here with something from the previous one. Let's see what it comes up with. What is this? Amy 2 found a snake in a hole in the wall that hadn't been used since the war. She's never heard of anyone eating such things. She had to try to go a full 12 hours to the hospital to see the snake. What? She was so exhausted from having gone that she had to wear her clothes out that she could barely get into her car. It was so cold to drive around in her clothes, and she was tired and hot at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. In fact, she was so cold from the hot weather in that hospital. What? Okay. Let's see. I like doing this because it does a very distinct change in it. He was too tired to even move. He was in his bed as well. She asked him if he had eaten. No one had even told her. She wondered where he had eaten. He would sleep in that bed like that. He wasn't even eating. Finally he said, "Well, I've eaten in there." He was shaking a lot. "I haven't had to eat here in 6 years. I didn't think I could survive." What? "Oh, you did?" said Anna. "Yes, I did," he said. "I don't think there was a difference. You would need to find some shelter if you could survive." He didn't answer. Yeah, because it's... Oh, dead bodies. "We're doing everything we can, but it won't work. There's a lot of dead bodies here." Why is it always... Like, off camera, I've gotten so many ones that are, like, dead bodies. And that's ridiculous. Anna sighed. "Oh, the dead bodies," she said. He didn't answer. Is it just for us to go to the graveyard and see? We've got to find a dead body? What? "Well, we might be alright. I don't think I've been at this place for long enough." He couldn't find any. "Would you like to come with us? I need a little help." He couldn't say. "We can do it on our own." "Oh, I'll come with you." Seems like the ones on this one do more for it. They came out to the cemetery in the middle of a lot of dead. What? I knew the ones did better. They were very, very busy, and Anna was worried about him. He'd found a dead body already. What? He looked, there was a corpse in front of him, but he couldn't recognize it. There was no trace of a hand or anything about it, just a dead body. What in the world is this? Anna started to feel sad and desperate for him. He turned and smiled. He knew he was ... I'm getting that one there. 'Cause wow. Moon found a rock in his car's trunk. Yeah, this wasn't in the last video because this came after the thing. What is this? Moon found a rock in his car's trunk. It was empty except for an old box of matches. He tossed the match away. The rocks got tangled in the rope, and he ran to safety with no gear. Then the rock opened, and a blue light appeared. He saw another one appeared, and then a third, a fourth, and 2 more appeared. The rock had been opened with a crowbar or a stick. He opened it with a stick. He ran inside the house, saw his dad, and went inside again. A blue light began shooting out. The box of matches that... Let's see. that he had seen earlier, and then a new one. As the last one started burning, he opened the rest of the box and grabbed it. He threw away the sticks that were tied to the crows. What? And started to crawl inside the house. He jumped onto the roof of the house, grabbed the box of matches and the rope, and threw them in the air. The smoke was enough to blind him. He ran away, grabbed the ladder, and started climbing the other way to the door. He pulled himself to the top, jumped down, and caught a rope hanging from the roof. Why'd you do that? You got up there just to jump down again? It was very cold outside, and the last one was going to get him if he didn't get there first. Last what? He jumped into the air, grabbed the rope and the ladder. This was actually harder than the first climb. It was difficult because it took him so long, but he was already so far away. He could make it. He jumped out and dropped down to the ground and started to crawl back up. Why? He was not really far from the door when it shut, but it was a little too steep to climb up. He jumped up and held onto the ropes and started to crawl through the house. What? The next one was starting to get closer, and the second one was going to shoot through the walls and hit him. What? What are you even talking about? But he jumped on the roof and climbed up, pulled himself up, got on the ladder, and started to climb. But he kept getting pushed by the roof and the second one, and when he got to... one more with this. When he got to the house, he jumped down to the ground. He threw the ladder over and caught it on the top of the roof, climbed down and started climbing again. He threw the boxes of matches down from the roof and grabbed the rope and the rope on the top and got the boxes on top of them and picked them up and threw them into the air. The smoke still was too intense. It was a little hard to get out of the house, so he sat down on the ground, crawled up. What? Moon found a rock in his car's trunk and used his car to try and climb it. What? It was destroyed by the blast from the rock bomb. What? He is shown working alongside Black Canary as the Canary's first aid, being shot several times and having the power of flight. While working as Black Canary's first aid, he used a pair of handcuffs that can be used to restrain Black Canary, with him later holding a gun when she needs it. What is this? And also being seen carrying 2 guns with her in the series. Abilities. Master Swordsman. A Master Swordsman. Aberton possesses a keen sense of danger and a fighting style that is suited for a skilled and experienced fighter. The Aberton has shown skill in the use of many weapons and techniques, including kaboom! As Black Canary, Aberton was skilled at fighting with a gun that he could use to disarm his opponents. Yeah, I'll say. The weapon was usually fired during a series of arrows, using a series of arrows in his left hand and around... What in the world? A round gun in his right hand, with Aberton also sometimes having a weapon with a wooden spike that could be used to shoot arrows from a distance. Crisis armor. Aberton wears a black suit that bears on the body a series of armor that are built up around the torso. The armor's sides being painted red, and the entire right side is black. Around his waist is a belt that contains a belt buckle. And on the left side, a large chain for holding the cape. And across his chest is a short sword with a hooked handle that has multiple hilts. Multiple hilts? I don't know of any sword that has multiple hilts. Abberton also wears a hood that has a small hole in it. And inside the hood is a chain with 2 pieces, each that is attached to a rope. And when he is seen carrying his sword on his back, the rope was tied to the chain, and his hood had some holes in it, and the side of his hood also had holes in it. As Supergirl, Abberton... What? I thought it was a guy. Abberton wears a suit that bears a stylized shield around his left side, and his armors are wrapped in black cloth that bears the stylized shield around his arms. Gwenpool's armor/power armor/equipment. Abberton wore gauntlets with plates and spikes that he used to make the weapon of his choice. These armor did not have any metal parts to them. Wow. And when he was wearing them, his hands and feet had to be covered with rubber gloves. That ain't gonna protect you very much. The gauntlets. It messed up the word gauntlets. Gauntlets. Oh man, gauntlets that he wore, and his armor did not have any metallic parts, as his hands and feet were covered in rubber gloves when he was fighting. The armor used a similar structure of black plastic, and underneath it is a shield that was wrapped around his chest. And his hands were covered in black cloth as well, which looked like a sort of glove, except that it was held by wires, and it had 2 spikes in the center, and the tips of it were lined with rubber wires. Okay, I'm ending that one there. That was too funny. I especially like the gauntlets. The gauntlets. That's just priceless. Slater was driving a Niva on the moon. The moon road. Norgate. What is this? All this Norgate? Mr. Lid. Funny names in there, but it's no good. Moonraker. What is this? Holy cow. Sutter was driving a lot of Niva on the Moonraker. It's adding stuff like talk to Transformer to Moon. When it fell into the water around 40,000 feet. What? And slammed into a small island. What? The impact threw the car into the sea with the wind and waves rushing in and sending the car flying over the rocky edge of the island. What? He said that he saw a small island about 80 feet above the driver in a blue glow. What? In an interview with local media witnesses, the police said he had no choice but to follow the road and did not see the island. However, there is an official investigation onto the matter, with the driver questioned and later released pending the outcome of the inquest. The victim from Molay and his driver, who were not known to each other... Oh, it's like that bait car thing where the criminals didn't know each other. Were also rushed to hospital for treatment. A police official said the accident was due to the weight of the car. I know, a lot is pretty light. Witnesses believe the car went into the water around 20,000 feet. No, it actually went 40,000 feet. And the car driver then started shouting to him to get in. I wouldn't get into a car that was falling like into the water with random feet number. That was... I don't understand that. I'm going to do the when suddenly thing again. Like, he became trapped underneath a mountain. What? Sutter was driving a lot of Niva in Russia when suddenly he lost control and became trapped underneath a mountain. How in the world does that happen? He told how a firefighter lifted the top of the car and was able to pull it away and release him, and was able to pull him from the wreckage. Worst thing is, Vlad had just finished the meal and had to be rushed to hospital. He was taken to Riga for treatment. Vlad, who has just returned to Latvia to get medical treatment, suffered severe cuts and wounds. I like how they became trapped underneath a mountain. But this one's not good enough to continue. I'm gonna try it again. It's like, this is for you. Sutter was driving a lot of Niva in Russia when suddenly a man stopped it at a red light, told him, "This is for you," and then punched him. Oh, man. This is for you. His wife took out her phone. Oh, wow. That's all you can think of doing. Recorded the fight and uploaded it to Facebook. Wow, what a wife. What a woman. You don't even try to break it up. Husband, my wife saved my life in the nick of time. What? She was recording it. Like what? Did she wait until the last moment to leave her phone and just come and help you? He described the man as not being Russian and said the man had black hair and blue eyes. The video shows the attack after husband that's his name apparently. After husband tells the man not to hit him again, and the oh man, that's his name, husband. It's like, hey, husband. Imagine having a name like that, and the man then punches his wife, and husband grabs his arm and keeps it away from the guy until it is late. How many hours was he holding that arm? The man pulls the wife away from her husband, as the video shows him kicking husband and hitting him over the head with a stick. And then shows the woman kicking him in the face. The wife can be heard saying, "I'm sorry," at the worst. Then she then tells husband to stop kicking her, and she grabs the back of the head from him and... What? What? The back of the head from him? That's a horrible description of a... Oh, man. And takes a few steps away as the video shows the man kicking her again and again. I thought she was kicking him originally. And the woman starts taking a few steps back to avoid getting struck again. Husband. Wife saved my life in the nick of time. That sounds like a news headline. Wife saved life in nick of time. He said his wife had told him it was raining and she told him to put his car in gear. Husband has... Yeah, that's literally his name. Husband. Has taken off his hat and gloves and was wearing a gray undershirt. Jacket and black boots. She said he had a white shirt. I thought he had a gray undershirt. And a blue striped sweater with a number 2 underneath on it. Underneath on it. What? She had just taken his jacket off. The sun was getting down. Oh, man. The wife looked to the east, and then she saw a blue BMW and suddenly thought he was driving it. What? How could you even think that? She turned back and started to get out of the way of the car. Husband got out of his car. The wife was just... These people don't have names at all. And the wife was just getting out of her vehicle. He then pushed her out of the way of the BMW and turned around. Husband got off on... got off of... Big boy and buddy set out to explore new worlds. This one's really short. Big boy and buddy set out to explore new worlds, but things just keep getting bigger and stranger by the week. That's the whole thing. Just keep getting bigger and stranger by the week. What is this? Big boy and buddy set out to explore new worlds with his amazing spaceship, the Starcatcher. Buddy wanted to explore the galaxy, but the big man... the big man needed space-time. And the big man needed space-time with great dinosaurs for the little dinosaurs to roam. These all have exclamation points at the end. And with the help of his little brother Buddy and his new friend Mandy, the friends set out to find the legendary dinosaur. The bigger little dinosaur. That's its name? But where did these dinosaurs come from? And how can their prehistoric days be saved? These are all questions about life and time. What? As you discover the dinosaurs and their time travel capabilities. What? The little dinosaurs roam with great dinosaurs, and the little dinosaurs get stuck in space to help Buddy and Mandy and the bigger little dinosaur, and the bigger little dinosaur become dinosaurs. But are there other dinosaurs or not? Are they just dinosaurs? And what happened to that spaceship that Buddy's little brother Buddy saved? Can you save the dinosaurs or not? Ticket pack number 1 includes... Let's find out. 1. The ticket. Well, frickin' duh. 2. Buddy pack 2. Space-time stunt pack. 3. The ticket. I thought we already said the ticket. 4. The bigger little dinosaur. 5. The ticket. How many tickets are in this? 6. Buddy pack 1. Space-time stunt pack. 7. The ticket. 8. The bigger little dinosaur. Okay, it's repeating. Let's see if we can get it out of that. Buddy pack 2. Space-time stunt pack. 11. Okay, no, it's just... No, it just repeated. There's no way out of that one. That's sad because it was amazing. It had the bigger little dinosaur. Okay, this is weird. Big Boy and Buddy set out to explore new worlds with his amazing spaceship-like ship. And it was a great idea when it happened to them. They have become a family! They are currently trying to get the rest of their ship up and running, with the help of a very friendly little dog, which will be getting a bit old for a while as he gets used to his spaceship. What? If you could let me know how you feel about his name and any more details you want, I would be grateful. He has the name of the dog of the ship. That's its name? That's amazing. I'm also looking for some good names for his crew. This is a dog ship. including some who can get his sister dog to like them, and can make the crew feel like family. He is really, really cute and has gotten such a name. http://www.furaffinity.net. That's the freaking furry fandom site. It's got a lot of weird stuff on there. Are these real pages? Let me check. Apparently they do work, but since I don't have an account there, and they're all you know, NSFW, I can't actually view them, which is probably better for the better. There's a third one here that's not complete, but I don't care. But yeah, apparently they're all like porn, or at least one of them is. But okay. Big Boy and Buddy set out to explore new worlds with his amazing spaceship called the Mantis. After many adventures, they find they have two brothers who are called the Tiny Rockets and the Baby Rockets. And the only way they can find each other is by going outside together. What? Buddy wants to play with the Baby Rockets, so he puts up a toy called a Mantis Rocket in his house that causes him to get a Big Boy brother. What? Little do they know they have a baby brother and a giant monster in their back pocket called the Coo. Called the Coo. The Mantis Rocket forces all of the Baby and Big Boys to play. What? And they can't stop until all of the giant toys disappear. This sounds really weird. And everything turns into giant babies. What? What? Get more of this garbage. Cuckoo! Big Boy falls over and becomes a giant squid that will attack all the babies and big boys. What? What in the world? The big boys stop trying to attack, and little boy goes to help the baby to defend his body. What? What? The giant squid fights, and they get in the way of the squid. They stop the squid until their giant body starts to dissolve. And the giant squid falls off the roof and lands on the Mantis Rocket that is fighting Buddy. What? They decide to save the baby that has fallen off the roof by grabbing it. But Buddy decides to save the big boy that did not fall. The three find themselves back inside a mansion with a couple of large monsters called the Giants. And a giant boy called Snoopy. Scoopy sees them running towards him, so they try to pick him up. What? Once they pull him off the ground and he jumps at them. The giant boys stop chasing him, and the Giants... What even is this? Decide to save them by grabbing them too and throwing them off the roof. Little boy helps him, and they climb up the giant boy, and he goes to stop the Giants while they throw the Giants away. What? They decide to keep the giant boy safe on the floor because of his size. And he decides to be small again, and they stay inside because he is scared to death. What? The three manage to save the baby by jumping out of the roof, but the baby is not safe. The baby dies. What? What? The giant boy grabs the baby again and jumps again. The giant throws Snoopy off the roof. Little boy tries to get the baby down. The baby is dead. But he falls. He hits the ground. Little boy gets the baby on a pole. What? And he uses his big arms to catch the baby with his other arms. And snaps it with his... What? He snaps it with his hands? Well, it was already dead, but still, that's morbid. Big Snoopy then jumps out of the ground and gives his arm to the giant and pulls it down from the pole. What is this? The baby hits the roof hard. The giant then jumps down from the pole and the baby is already dead. Scoopy is also dead. What? The three then save the baby by taking them to another room. The baby is already dead. As they run into a giant tree. There is some giant boy who can be seen in the woods. He is bigger than all the other giant boys, but he still needs to rest. Scoopy tries to help him by running to the boy and running to him. But it seems... I'm going to have to end this one soon, but it's funny. But it seems like the boy dies. He is left with the baby, which is also dead. Scoopy goes back to the giant boy and wants to tell him about the time with his boy. His time with the boy. The giant then turns to him and tells him to keep calm. And when he is calm, he can stop being angry and happy. He also tells him that he is glad he will keep having babies, so he can always feed them. Little boy says he still wants to be a real guy and a guy. And the giant then tells him to grow up. Little boy doesn't take that well. As they are walking away, the big girl says to him that she knew him long before he came into existence. What? So little boy's dream is to be a real guy. Scooty and Scoopy then meet. Scoopy is dead. Then meet up with the other boys who are watching. They hear that the baby is eating a fish. What? Which it does with little success. Then Big Lady says she will not be able to see the child, so... I'm ending it there. It keeps adding to it, so... yeah. But anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe. Go check out my other videos. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.